The ultimate things in life are free, and we're keeping it that way. Subscribe to keep up with the latest games, tournaments, and community content. Share it with your team and friends, and drop a like to help spread Ultimate to more people. Spread the word, spread the love. ULTI.TV.
Always on the move? You can keep up to date with ULTI.TV on all of our social media channels. Like, follow, subscribe, share us with a friend, or send us a message just to say hey. Thank you for supporting us in our mission to grow Ultimate everywhere.
We believe mixed is the best for the sport, for the world. That's why we're making a global showcase, starting in Europe, made in Amsterdam. ULTI.TV. ULTI.net.
Welcome back to ULTI.TV's coverage of Glastonbury Tournament. Glasto 2022 continues here. More top 8 bracket play with Exeter City seeing off HV22 Plus in the first pre-quarter-final matchup. We've got another one for you now, featuring a couple of Southwest University alumni squads. It's Drainage of Bath up against Mythagone of Bristol. Ben Jury's in the booth, joined by a very tomato-esque Lorcan Murray. You look warm.
I feel very warm. I feel hot-blooded. Check it and see. I've got a fever, and I really shouldn't go do a COVID test before I...
And the only prescription? It's
more Ultimate.
More cowbell. It's the 80s, right?
I was actually listening in on Drainage, which is Bath Ultimate alumni. Drainage's talk beforehand, and they were just saying slay. Slay, and not in a RuPaul slay, but more in a slay the juniors, we're going to slay the opposition kind of way.
Yikes. How you went to play Frisbee?
I did, yeah. I went and played.
How was it?
It was grand. I wanted to play in Universe Point, sorry, Ironman. It was really fun.
Oh my word. Why?
Just because that was how many of them there was, as we're watching Drainage work it down the pitch with some practiced grace. These guys know what they're doing. Until they turn it over. Well, that's what I get. Curse of the commentator isn't a real thing. It's just all about timing.
Yeah, miscommunication in the backfield. When you say enough stuff, eventually people are going to prove you wrong pretty quickly. Are you thinking about hopping into the van? No, it's all right. Just trying to get the stuff out of the way for you. Mythagone now with a chance to score. Not quite in the end zone just yet, but they're looking at it. Swinging around the back in this battle of Southwest Universities. Whose alumni will come out on top? Oh, that's over the top! And into the floor. Drainage with another shot on an early break. See, it's not so bad in here.
It's actually lovely. As Drainage looking to work it down the pitch. We know they've got a lot of experience playing with each other. Bath, perhaps not considered a powerhouse of the varsity scene.
They have registered national championships. Here's a deep shot. Can it connect, or just losing the height mismatch a little bit there? And that gives the defender a chance to knock it away. pass me the sun cream? Sun cream. Sun cream there. So another opportunity for Mythagone to register this first point of the game. Be a good hold for them, having starting on offence, and that one through the centre of the pitch arrows its way through to Ginsberg for the score. Once had a call last from the soft cap to the hard cap. God, depending on which tournament it is, that is agonising. Oh, some more good doggos on stream. Tor Sports and Leisure is a very dog-friendly site, which I think is pleasing to everyone involved. First O point for Drainage as that pull lands way out of bounds. Drainage will jog it up. Don't know what I think about an alumni team getting kick made. That one is jacked down the sideline, and that is not going to come back in. May was tracking it, but never going to get there. Mythagone going to bring it to the front of the end zone again. Oh, even further than that, because that's where the disc went out of bounds. Working it steadily here, Mythagone. Nothing extravagant. Making consistent yards. Onto the fourth sideline now. And oh, a low zinged scuba. And the connection wasn't there. I think probably caught teammate off guard. Still clambering into the booth.
He's still... Uh-oh.
Uh-oh. You got there in the end?
I mean... Yeah, okay, you can hear me. Still occupying the only side of the van that opens?
Sounds like a you problem. Skill issue, IMO.
Oh, looked like that was going to be a battle, but well read. Who do you fancy in this one?
Mythagone are already winning, so we'll go them. But I think it's generally pretty even.
It does seem like it's a really evenly matched game. Hard to pick who would be the better team.
Yeah, both sides seem like they've had an even level of Glasto so far. You know what I mean? If you know what I mean.
I do know what you mean. That's always the dream, getting an even level of Glasto.
God bless Glasto and all who sail in her.
What university are Mythago?
Bristol.
Wait, really?
Yeah. Drainage punching that one in to make it one apiece.
So I imagine they have quite the regional rivalry.
Certainly. One of the Drainage players put, what's the largest animal you think you could take in a fight? Minotaur. I wonder why.
They don't understand the difference between an animal and a myth.
I mean, it's a mythical animal.
It's like a man beast, though.
Yeah. All because, those ancient Greeks, they were up to all sorts of tricks.
They certainly did a lot. Invented democracy.
The number of myths that are about Zeus turning himself into an animal so he can have it off with someone. That guy got around.
If you ever doubted the existence of the patriarchy, you can look at Greek mythology.
Right, there's a pizza van, which I must say we sampled yesterday and enjoyed. Ed was talking up the veggie vegan grub hub, said he had a really good halloumi and sweet chili wrap.
Oh, that's good. Fair play.
Apparently they take card now as well.
Smart.
Mm-hmm.
I imagine they always did. The machine might have been down yesterday or something. They weren't even open yesterday, though.
I think they were.
Oh, really? I guess they closed by the time I got here.
The one who fakes the big, and the defender has a look at it, but it's still in the hand. Nice little up line isolated there.
That's a Ginsburn.
One of the continuation, doesn't see it. This one, defender
Fan.
read the eyes.
Really great heads-up defense. And you can see the slowly encroaching force.
Just going to creep up a little bit there.
In their defense, it's very sunny, and this is Glastonbury, so they played a lot of games, had not a huge amount of time off.
Yeah, this will be the fourth game of the day for these sides.
I played... Go on.
Shorter games, but still a bit of leg work, and May does some leg work there to put Drainage in front for the first time, up 2-1.
Very nice stuff.
I don't know what I think about an alumni fun team getting specific kit made.
I love it. I think it's a classic move by people who, you know, we've graduated, we've been in the working world, we actually have money now. Plus, you guys stick friends long enough. I mean, first off, this would be a great thing to come back to, you know? Like, there is no alumni tournament, really. We have an alumni weekend for UL, which is great.
At one point, the UK did alumni nationals at the same time they did uni nationals.
Oh, that is spicy.
But it kind of never really took off, I think, as they hoped. I think the idea was alumni might be there watching their teams anyway, so why not play a bit of frizz on the side?
And then it turned out that the alumni were like, yeah, I don't want to spend a whole weekend doing it. I'd just come down and watch them when I'm free.
Yeah, I think the idea was as well that you could have, like, for example, Sussex class of 88 versus Sussex class of 96 or whatever. Like two different alumni classes from the same groups from the same uni.
That'd be pretty cool. Surely you'd have to go by like multiple years, though.
Well, yeah, but the idea is you didn't have to have one team per learning institution. But yeah, I don't think it just ever really took off as they hoped. Mythagone going to bring this from the brickmark. Mythagone, I should say.
Which one do you prefer?
Mythagone or Drainage?
Yeah.
In terms of a team name?
Yeah.
Yeah, Mythagone.
Really?
Yeah.
I prefer Drainage.
It's simple, it's effective, it does the job.
Yeah, but it's not a word.
Doesn't matter. That's a lovely shot. Well weighted into the end zone for the score. Grace Andrews. Favourite 80s song, Amazing Grace. I mean... Also says, is a hot dog a sandwich? Of course not. You can't add sauce to a sandwich. Excuse me. You absolutely do add. Hey, get back here with that. You do add sauce to it. You do add sauce to a sandwich. Who's out here eating these dry AF sandwiches?
I'm sorry. Do you consider mayonnaise a sauce or a spread?
Oh, it depends how you use it, I guess. Could be both. Could be either.
You got an opinion on this topic? Do you? Here, we'll pop you on. Because you want a drink from the van. By the way, people are always welcome to come up here and get a drink from the van, but then they've got to do an impromptu interview.
Oh, that's the deal. Is mayonnaise a spread or a sauce?
Ooh, that is a good question. I think it counts as a sauce. It is. I personally think it's a sauce. Because it's the same as ketchup or barbecue sauce, isn't it?
I think it's how you use it that makes it a spread or a sauce generally. Like some stuff, I guess the consistency you can't have it as a sauce. Like you can't have a jam sauce really. I don't think the consistency's wrong. But you can like have a thin spread of mayo or ketchup or whatever, or you can probably use it as like a dipping sauce.
Well, you can't, because like clotted cream is definitely a spread, and that's got a different texture to mayonnaise. Like mayo is smooth. Like if it's lumpy, then it's probably a spread, but then you wouldn't eat it because it'd be disgusting. But yeah, that's my opinion.
Yeah, at a certain point, if it's lumpy, you're kind of talking about egg salad.
Oh yeah, nah, bun that egg salad. That's disgusting.
By the way, shout out to egg mayonnaise, because who thought? I tell you what, we need to add to these eggs: an egg sauce.
Changed my life.
Honestly, what a world we live in.
Hot dog, a sandwich, or?
Hot dog is not a sandwich because it's not. Imagine like a sandwich. You've got a top and a bottom, and then you got the sides open. Whereas a hot dog is just open on the top.
So when you go to Subway, for example, and they don't cut all the way through the bread, does that mean it's not a sandwich?
No, because they call it a sandwich though. Like a hot dog is a hot dog.
Yeah.
It's the official name though, isn't it?
a taco is a sandwich?
Oh, now that's an important question.
Tacos, absolutely a sandwich.
Oh my God! All right, we'll let you go. Thanks.
Controversial. No, that's all right. No worries.
Decision. See you at the party.
Yeah. Oh, don't you worry.
I can't believe you think I'm just.
A taco's a sandwich. Yeah, mate. I'm telling you, I will happily break out the sandwich alignment chart, and we can argue about this.
All right, fine. Sandwich alignment chart. Is a hot dog good, evil, neutral,
no.
chaotic?
So you've got like structure on one side and ingredient on the other, and you go from like purist, neutral, rebel. So like structure purist, ingredients purist, it's like
ham and cheese.
A sandwich is a savoury filling between two pieces of bread, right?
Right.
And then you could go like structure neutral, which is like it's a little bit important. Like as long as it's kind of a thing between another thing.
You want to talk about
That's a
strong
sandwich.
structure? That's a great score. Coming out from Bristol, nice stuff by Mythagone.
Right.
Tying the game up.
And then you've got ingredient, and then you've got like structure rebel, where nothing even matters. And then it's like on the ingredient side, like it's got to be a savoury between two baked goods, and then it's just a thing between two, and then it's like it doesn't matter as long as it's kind of a savoury between something, whatever. And then at the end, it's like complete. It could be whatever the hell you want. So it goes like a classic sandwich is like pure. In like structure purist, ingredient purist, so it's like a ham and cheese sandwich. Right, but something like a burrito, you're probably somewhere ingredient neutral, structure neutral, because it's like, it's in a baked good, right? Maybe, but the filling maybe is a little bit out there. Ice cream sandwich, ingredient rebel, right? But structure purist. You see what I mean?
You know what? I actually love that so much, I might just join your side on the hot dog thing. So does that mean the double down belongs to structure and ingredient rebel?
What's the double down? It's like the chicken sandwich, but the chicken's the sandwich.
It's the quarter pounder where the bread is actually two chicken breasts.
I'd say that's probably structure purist, because it's a filling between two things, but it's just ingredient rebel.
Huh. So then what? Is like a trifle is a structure rebel, ingredient rebel? It just seems like you put anything in that section. Well then no, then your scale is stupid.
Right.
If all food fits into one of the squares, then...
Yeah, that's the whole point. All food fits into one of the squares. Like, no one thinks...
You had me and you've lost me. Had me and you've lost me, Benj.
No one goes double rebel, right? Because
they do in Cork. Rebel. Steve McQueen.
I mean, in terms of the sandwich thing, because at that point, I don't think anyone accepts that as a
sandwich. Because at that
sandwich.
point, you could be eating, like, truffle sauce on a steak.
Yeah.
That's a stupid scale.
Crisp. Right.
That was beautiful.
But you can go like the other side. So you can go like, ingredients, I don't mind as long as the structure's right. Or you can be like, I don't really care.
Can I have another look at this just really quick?
I don't care about the structure as long as the ingredients are right.
Well, they don't care about the structure here. That's a beautiful...
I mean, it is well structured because they set up that break side.
Lovely.
They don't make that cut too early to cut off the space. And then just continue it into the end zone, really utilising the break side well.
Very good stuff by Mythagone. Kind of showing they might have the slight edge here. But again, I liked it initially, but when you got to the square where it's just, anything, then you're like, nah.
Well, I'm saying no one believes that, but that's what that square would be. I've never seen anyone defend the double rebel square as
right,
a sandwich.
but if at any point you espouse this scale, you are putting forward that square, because the scale doesn't exist without that square.
Yeah.
So therefore any defense... Oh, and that's a turn on the pole. And it looks like he's just going to get away with... Nope, very fair, very fair. I thought he was going to pick it up and hope nobody noticed.
Just kicked it a little bit.
So Drainage getting into a wee bit of trouble. 4-3 down.
It's suboptimal. Well, what play do you have drawn up here?
Outside of the Swedish,
Yeah.
I think you immediately fake into the end zone. Oh, that's lovely. Yeah, just do that. Just do that. Scratch what I was saying and just say that.
Fair enough. I was going to say knife into the stack, as always.
It's the perfect play. Something I do love doing in that end zone situation is, especially when it's a little bit static, is if you kind of move to the break side and your person's trying to poach to the open side, and then you just yell, poach, poach. They'll rush to cover you, and as they're running towards you, you just run past them to the open side, and they won't be able to turn around in time.
Yeah, use their momentum against them.
It's the greatest thing. That's why I love it when people poach me.
I always love it when, take advantage of that.
It's a wonderful opportunity getting poached. The only time it isn't useful is when it's like windy as hell and they're just poaching the open lane.
Yeah, or like poaching the unders because they know that you do not have the throws to put it deep.
Hmm.
Yeah, Mythagone building up a little bit of a gap now.
Still, we know how close this game is. I mean, a big part of that gap is that unforced turnover. Huge shout out, though, to Mythagone for being able to just come out one punch man that into the end zone. You know? Because, like, you see a lot of people in that situation, they fumble around going for that first shot into the end zone, and then they can see. That's why I'd normally want to go for a dump in it. You can isolate a dump in the middle of the pitch. There's a bit of face marking happening at the back of the stack that I'm a big fan of. Although now he's marking her under. Just go deep. Just burn deep. Oh, that's a great cut. Acres of space, can't get the break off. At the very least,
if you don't get thrown to, you're going to open up a bit of room.
Mm-hmm.
So the typeface on the shorts doesn't match the numbering on the typeface of the numbering on the back of the jersey.
And I imagine that's just been giving you aneurysms.
A little bit. Going towards this near side.
Oh, he couldn't quite get that off. Goes to the arc to the other side. That's amazing. Fantastic. I love that. You fake to the open side. You just turn as the thrower, hit the other side.
I'll tell you what that is. It's quite indoorsy, isn't it?
I suppose it would be. I would consider it very effective rush offense. You know, like once you flow down the pitch.
Yeah.
Like, and there's the isolation. So if the person catches the disc and they're the deepest, the first cut should always be a diagonal to the open side that drags someone. Generally, the force will even pull off a little bit. So you have another look here. And someone else can cut to the break side for a pretty easy shot. So they do a great job of working it down. Turns down that shot, but uses it as a great way to move his mark, because your mark's kind of desperate in that situation, so they're going to bid a little more open side. Uses a great way. And it still wasn't that clean, like a lot of pressure on the defensive end taking it down.
You can tell that these sides are very evenly matched, I think.
I still will give the edge to Mythagone.
Yeah, again, they've given themselves that little bit of an advantage so far.
You said earlier that Bath have a national championship to their name.
I believe so.
Which one?
Open outdoors.
Really?
Yeah.
Very fair play to them. They've got a good, healthy mixed blend here, so I thought maybe it would have been mixed.
Yeah, I don't know so much about mixed. I don't think it really counts.
Excuse me, I have a UK indoors mixed title.
To clarify,
so
I do think it counts. Bucks don't think it counts.
Oh, they don't give any points for it?
They do not. Mixed does not. It's not a thing in Bucks.
Bucks is a ridiculous system anyway.
It says the Irish team that got kicked out.
Yeah.
It's your own fault. You shouldn't have won.
Hey, we came 5th one year and they didn't mind us messing it up then.
Yeah, exactly. You didn't win.
It was pretty awesome though.
Yeah. Yeah, but it's also why at uni level the open division is actually just men's.
Oh.
Because it has to be men's in order for women's to get Bucks points.
Oh, I get what you mean now. Yes. That's fair enough.
Because you can make it an open division, fine, but then you can't say we'll have an open division and a women's division.
Yes. Yeah, I get what you... Well, I mean, it certainly looks like it would be more helpful if more sports were a bit more fluid with their structures, or there needs to be like a rethinking of how we define divisions to an extent.
I think so. That one is squeezed in down the sideline. And the lefty backhand, it just works through his grasp and slips down the plug hole.
That's an unfortunate one. Like a spider in a sink. Couldn't get connected. So that would have been a big score for Drainage to tie it up. Mythagone get away with one, and almost immediately, they immediately do give it away.
It's like Red Hot Chili Peppers reunion here. Give it away, give it away,
Give it away now. Ooh, Mother's Milk, I think was, oh, nice grab.
That's a good high catch there for Drainage.
Brilliant catch for Drainage, very nicely done. Mother's Milk, I think, came out in the 80s.
Really?
Yeah, or if I can't remember what their first album was called, but their first album I think was 1989. Like Dead Men Don't, or Good Men, Real Men Don't Kill Coyotes was one of the songs. Out in LA was another one. I can't remember what the title was called. It was like 89. They were much funkier. They hadn't like worked out how to put the pop into it. Because everyone's like they're punk and funk come together. You're like kinda.
Blood Sugar Sex Magic's.
That's like 97 or something.
I never remember which.
Maybe mid 90s, because it's Blood Sugar Sex Magic, then it's Californication, then it's By the Way. I think.
That feels about right.
Red Hot Minute's actually in there somewhere. Or One Hot Minute, something like that. That's the one that they had a different guitarist for.
Really?
Yeah, and then John Frusciante, who's left the band and come back, I think 3 times now. He came back for California. He either came back for Californication and By the Way. Blood Sex Sugar Magic was his first one, and then he left, and they got someone else in for one. Like One Hot Minute has an airplane on it.
Yeah.
Music is my arrow. I don't want to get DMC'd.
Is my arrow.
I love the Red Hot Chili Peppers. I would.
And at some point they've also got Roller Coaster of Love.
Yeah, I think that's also off.
I don't think that
One Hot Minute.
I didn't think that was from an album. I thought that was for the Beavis and Butthead soundtrack.
Oh, maybe it is. Oh, boom.
Nearly connected with that one.
Because that One Hot Minute's the one I haven't listened to that album that much at all.
Yeah.
David Novak was the original guitarist. I think.
I'll take your word for it.
We've gone through a lot of iterations.
Well, I think you probably would when you've been around for that long.
It's true. I mean, you know who hasn't? U2. Original 4. Still trucking. Oh, that's a big time hand block, and it works out anyway. That's why you gotta whip those bad boys.
Catch your D's.
I got a hand block in the game we were playing.
Did you?
Yeah.
Did you catch it?
No, I'm not that good. It was unfortunate.
Yeah, you are not.
I also got skied for the winning score.
Lol.
By a girl.
And?
She was very good.
Yeah.
Yeah, burned me. It was a great catch. I assume I was cowering at the time.
This one has opened up the arm a little bit, and the sideline's going to win there.
You know, the sideline picking up a couple of victories as the day wears on.
Got some big Ds.
Yeah, it's probably a bit of the fatigue kind of kicking in for the teams.
Yeah, I think you can see it. Again, as we mentioned, 4th game of the day. Just tick away at you, even though they're not long games.
I played one game and I'm exhausted.
You don't
also,
get long breaks, but you did not have any subs.
Didn't have any subs, and the sunniest moment of the day. Like, it was sunny the entire game, and now like clouds have come out a little bit and stuff.
It's peaked behind the clouds, as you mentioned. That one air underneath it.
You would peek behind something? Oh, behind the curtain, behind the clouds, I suppose, yeah.
Yeah.
I just consider, like, you wouldn't...
Peaks from, I guess.
Right, you know, because, like, I see the sun as the eye, generally, in, like, metaphors or similes when you're using it. Like, the sun has vision.
Foul called.
Some nice play, though, by Bristol's. Also, I love the Banksy rat on the Bristol jersey. Always been a big fan of that. Nice bit of local culture. I went to see a Banksy got an official spot in the Bristol Art Museum back in 2009. And I went to the exhibition, and it was really cool. But the best part was once you came, because they have a temporary gallery.
Yeah.
But once you came out of it, he'd hidden loads of things throughout the real gallery, including a bunch of dildos in the stalactites case.
Oh, wonderful.
Stalagmites, even. Oh, that's a lovely throw. Great cut, though. Real work there goes into the cut.
Yeah,
losing them on the fake.
Gets that space nice and early. Like they clear that space, I mean, to allow for that cut. And again, the throw goes up early, so you're not really trying to cram it in there. You can just let them run onto it.
Just going to have another look. You can see the separation he has, and that's because you attack the defender. I'm a big believer in attacking the back of someone as much as possible when you're playing offense, Benji. What do you think about that?
So explain further. Show
So
you're working.
you constantly want to be getting behind somebody, so they have to turn to learn where you are.
Yes,
So everybody's like, oh, my cuts, I need to like juke as hard as I can, and so they'll believe more. Or the like actually athletic people are putting the work in. I need to sprint, like take these 3 steps as if I'm getting up to full speed, because I am. Stop as quick as possible and turn, because it's about making the defender commit. I find, especially for lazier players, the easiest way to make the defender commit in a fatal way is by taking their back. Then they have to turn their body as well as their head to find you, and that turn allows you to attack wherever they just turned from.
Okay, yeah, I see it. I see it.
So as soon as you have a defender's back, you have them. Because they don't know where you are, you can go anywhere. So just pick the opposite direction to where they turn to.
That one, maybe a little bit more difficult than it needed to be.
Yeah, you got to make them work. I agree with that strategy. I assume the people who don't have drainage jerseys, the ones with the Bath jerseys, would have been younger players. That looks like a classic Bath jersey.
I think it's got... I actually can't see. I'm trying to work out who the kit manufacturer is.
Magnificent work by...
That was so slick.
Yeah, we don't have names, but and she doesn't have a number either, but running the show there.
Ed did try and send me the rosters, but I've not been able to connect to them yet.
There's the star on the camera, though. Brilliant stuff. Just taking over that entire point. And especially that last throw, like to catch it and recognize the space. Oh, look, it's Jesus. Hey, Jesus. Thank you. I didn't sneeze.
I know.
But finding that space, as we're going to have another look here. So you can see, great work. Moving the force around, drag them back over, get it for the quick pop. Lots of pressure, recognizes the defense, and there it is, the back. She knows she has the defender's back. There's the opportunity, even another defender coming in. So, like, really great work.
Oh, this is good. 80s icon, someone's put Tom Selleck's mustache.
Do we have the roster for this team?
Yeah, it's not on there.
Oh, okie dokie. Well, we're very sorry. For number 11, allegedly going off the shorts. That's a nice inside scoop. I've got a thing for, like, effectively done high release backhands. Like the really acute ones that come out smooth as butter. Well, everyone can high release it, but a lot of them come out, like, you know, wobbly.
Yeah, they don't. They're not aesthetically pleasing.
Exactly. People who can get snap on them. Fantastic stuff. Oh, that was all right. Not quite what I'm talking about. Oh, blading it. Mythagone showing some skill there to tie the game up.
And you would scarcely know that that was Galaxy Point.
Was it?
Yeah, halves at 7.
Okay, yes, we apologise for our score being a point behind. There's a lot of breaks, really great work. But you've seen this game just swing back and forth.
Yeah,
between Drainage and Mythagone. We're actually, like, subtly having probably the most competitive game we've seen on stream all day right now.
Sneaky banger.
Sneaky banger between the local rivals. For Mythagone.
Yeah, we've got the score right now, I think.
All right, we're just going to take a brief break, and we'll be back to you in about a minute, really.
The ultimate things in life are free, and we're keeping it that way. Subscribe to keep up with the latest games, tournaments, and community content. Share it with your team and friends, and drop a like to help spread Ultimate to more people. Spread the word, spread the love. ULTI.TV.
Always on the move? You can keep up to date with ULTI.TV on all of our social media channels. Like, follow, subscribe, share us with a friend, or send us a message just to say hey. Thank you for supporting us in our mission to grow Ultimate everywhere.
Welcome back to Glastonbury Tournament 2022. Pre-quarterfinal matchup between two Southwest Uni alumni teams. We've got Drainage from Bath and Mythagone of Bristol. And Mythagone taking the lead into the second stanza of this game, 7-6. And they're going to be receiving to begin the second half. Benji Rees and Lorcan Murray in the booth with you.
Very happy to be here, Benji, and very excited for the second half, as the penultimate game of the day has turned into the most exciting game of the day so far. Big time, Huck.
Lorcan very much the Andrew Ridgeley to my George Michael.
Honestly, that's about the nice. You've done a lot of those, and we haven't really done them since in a few years, but I love Andrew Ridgeley. He's a genuine inspiration for me. Get into more detail about it right now as we cover the energy. That's a big D. Drainage searching for a break to get them back into this matchup, Benji.
Yeah, it didn't go up quite early enough, I think. And as well, just maybe not with it going up later, you have to get more age. Put it further out in front in there. Defender tries to come in to get a poach block. Man takes off deep, and it is hanging up there. And, oh, he got roofed.
Get out your hammer and spackle. They are going to work. That was amazing stuff.
I mean, he recognised that there was the space there to go. Defender was able to catch up, and it mattered not one iota anyway.
And if it matters, not even an iota.
Not even an iota.
Benji showing off that he also went to university, just not at those two places.
No, I did not.
Adult education? I don't know what you call it in England.
No, I mean, I didn't go to one of these two unis.
That's what I meant. Yeah, you went to university, just not these two. Sussex.
I went to two universities. I got a master's and everything.
Look at you. Oh, yeah, of course, in the broadcast stuff. Where'd you get that from?
Solent.
What?
Solent.
Wait, like the place that turns old people into food?
No, that's Soylent.
Oh, right. All right, Drainage, they've managed to tie it up. Coming out in the second half straight away with a break. It's tied now. I know earlier on you picked Mythagone because they were 1-0 up. Now it's 7-all. Who do you fancy?
No one. Draw.
Draw, you think? It's going to end in a draw, even though that's not possible.
Can you pass me some of that Somerset Soylent cider? Thank you.
Made from apples. There's a quick turnover as Drainage look to strike home and take the advantage. That's a brilliant cut. Absolutely fantastic shimmy, shake, and he shook him.
The defender just I think assumed that he was going to clear out of that space.
He planted that defender in the ground like a sapling. And then he just like saplings, very easy to run away from.
I see a lot of teams have employed various, like, especially the Bristol teams, like dicky shorts. If you know what I mean.
I do not, and I'm going to need... Look again, just absolutely planting him. Great cut.
You know, if someone does something silly, then you become the newest recipient of the shorts.
Yes, I know what you're talking about now.
Which, having to wear them over your other shorts, probably quite awkward. So here's the pull for May from Drainage. Mythagone now, for the first time since it was 3-2 to Drainage, behind in this game.
How will they react? 8-7 down. About 15 minutes left in the game. Slightly less. Big, deep shot. Well read.
You didn't get suckered in at all. Trusted the read.
Which is a tough thing to do. You know, you see a lot of people kind of get planted in place, or...
Even if you think you're in the right position, sometimes you almost subconsciously find yourself getting sucked in, and then the throw to this cutter slashing across the end zone.
But that time they resisted the pull from Drainage, and they were able to just play their own game and get the score. So 8-8, all tied up. I picked Drainage at the start of this matchup. I have to say I'm pretty confident in that decision.
Yeah?
Some of the lovely participants. That's Exeter City Ultimate right now.
Yeah,
There's some fans.
They made the top 8.
Yes, they had a pretty good game that was on the stream just before this one.
It was indeed against 22 HV+.
Veteran of that team, Jam, one of the best players to ever grace the UK.
I see that he bribed you.
I did not see that, and I'd like to see your evidence.
It's down there.
Oh, yeah. Pointing to something when there's no camera. Well, it doesn't count as evidence. That's hearsay.
Hey, Milan, can you point the camera so I can show the bribe?
You can't see the bribe from here. Oh, fuck. Yep, I've given that away. Shut up. Stop.
Evidence of bribery. Evidence! Although, actually, that could have just been any beer bottle.
Exactly. I can't believe you'd lie like that in front of a Crusader's helmet.
But it was the fact that you...
The legacy of your forefathers.
Well, not my forefathers.
You gotta have an old descent, or you gotta be descended from somebody who went on a crusade at some point.
Yeah, people were really into that sort of thing for a while.
For a little while, it was kind of all the rage back in the 11th century.
Drainage, putting a bit of air underneath this one. Go up and get it. Lay out. Oh!
So close to spectacular, but kind of going for what you always admonish people for there, Benji, the trailing edge grab.
I don't think it needed to.
I think you've got to be... He definitely needed to bid. I think it's the confidence right-hand dominant people have going with their strong hand rather than letting it curl around to nestle in their left.
Because that's the thing. It's so difficult there. He's trying to stick it and he's basically just tipping it forward.
You can really tell the intensity. Some great downfield clamping from Drainage's D.
This one always bladey and...
Oh.
Yikes. That is a big collision.
You got to respect the hunger for the disc, but you got to be careful when you're coming in at that speed.
At least buy him dinner first.
Can't be banging out there on the pitch. We don't want to get flagged by YouTube.
Monka.
Deciding to get physical.
Oh, nice little hug.
Chest first into his shoulder as well. And he's the one who goes off injured. Now that's what I call an iron lady.
And Mythagone want to take advantage by immediately lashing it deep. The blading flick.
Pin point perfect and a pop to finish it and retake the lead 9-8.
I'm keeping it tight.
You got to.
You gotsta.
And then once you become an alumni, it becomes a lot more difficult, you know? See that tapped in? That is great hair with a headband.
You like it?
I do. I really like people who use the headband to like push up the hair and then it still has the volume to curl up over the top or whoever it does come out. That's a nice pop in for the finish. Really, that was all about the flick hook. Just on point. Oh, and there's another dog. Did you see any dogs on camera while I was gone, or is that 8 now?
I think that's 8.
That's probably my second or third favorite thing about this tournament.
What are the others?
The cider, and then you. No, obviously I'm lying. It was the tequila.
I was going to say.
Yeah. You'd probably get top 10.
I'll take that. I've got low standards.
There's Drainage looking to raise their standard right now over their local rivals. It starts with a big shot to the end zone. It's well read. That's got to be collected. Fantastic stuff.
Bang on the money. Don't know if I like the edge down spike. It's Glasto. I don't need to do that.
I understand. I'm generally not a big fan of the edge down spikes. Great reset into a power position, punishing them for not getting down on defense fast enough. He has time to wind it up, find his receiver. Really great placement as well. Hangs it up to get the defenders to pull away.
And it is well read.
Very well read, very well taken down.
I don't think it's one of those intentional edge down spikes. I just think they get it wrong.
Yeah, just a bit of an enthusiastic spike.
See, this is why the only way to spike it is to show the discs to your opponent and then spike it on them. Because that way the disc will never get damaged.
It's the most spirited thing you could do.
Right.
Favorite movie from the 80s of that person receiving the disc? The Godfather 3. Questionable decision.
I've not seen it.
Yeah, you shouldn't. It's not great.
But then I've not seen the first two, so...
Well, now those are worth watching.
I've heard that. I have heard that.
Very rare movie where the sequel is probably better than the original.
I have heard that as well.
It's a short list on that, of those movies. And Mythagone really looking quite comfortable with the disc in hand right now. Dumping it, not too much pressure coming. Switching from break to open side at will.
Nice little break off there.
Good work isolating their cutters as well.
Going with the scuba, that was not the wisest of decisions.
Oh, and Bath want to huck it straight away, and they do, and it just might be perfect.
And still not quite in the end zone. Searching desperately for backup. Eventually some arrives. Popped off. Just outside the end zone and squeezing it through that gap for the score.
That's a brilliant score by Drainage, and just when it looked like it would be slipping away from them, Mythagone got it all the way up to the front of the end zone, perhaps forcing things a little bit with that scuba. Great heads up D.
(10-9) Drainage lead. Game to 13. How much time we got left on the clock, Lorks?
That's 6 minutes.
6 minutes. As Lorcan and Will make their most of the local beverages.
There's something about drinking cider from a jug. Cider. Cider from a jug.
It's not a big
it just
old.
feels more natural.
It's not a big stone jug, but it'll have to do. Oh!
A beautiful throw, but into the danger zone. Kenny Loggins, eat your heart out. Highway to, and that one behind the receiver. So one good turn, earning another.
Little lead pass there, putting a bit of air underneath this, trying to take the height mismatch and using it well.
So well done by Mythagone to hold on and get that back. But you can see how close this matchup is. And is this is a pre-quarter?
Yes, so the winner goes into the top 8. The loser goes into the 9 to 16 bracket. The third and fourth place teams in each pool just go straight into the 17 to 25, 17, 24 and 25 to 32 brackets because there are not enough pitches to get all the games played.
Did you know that Ed's team, the one who I went and played for on that last point, he's entered one team under 2 names. So they've had to play every game so far. Basically, they were on their 6th game when I showed up. I mean, I don't think any of them paid the team fee because they're Ed's teams.
Which teams are those?
I know one of them is Makings. I can't remember what the name of the other one is.
Feels like we'll enter these teams. We'll have spots. We'll have enough players, and then did not have enough players.
Serendipity saw me go over there for that game and play every point.
Who's Serendipity? Sounds like she's Welsh.
Yeah, she's a friend of mine I met when I first came over here back in 2017. We were covering the Tor 3 in Cardiff. Lovely woman. As Siri seems to have been activated.
Someone just said slide tackle him. It feels like bad defense, but that feels like good offense.
Fantastic grab. Lots of pressure. Multiple people coming at her. Stays strong, gets big, takes it down.
11-10, Drainage edging closer to victory. You going to get out there for the show game?
I would love to run out for a point, but the thing is, I don't understand. Is it everyone born in the 80s against everyone else, or do they take it in turns so they'll go up against multiple lines and it'll be people from the 90s, people from the 70s?
Everyone else.
Then probably not. If I was born in the 80s, I would. But as a 91, I shouldn't say that on stream. I should just claim I'm 89. Sneak on there.
But you don't want to represent the 80s. You'd be a fraud. What?
I mean, I'm a pretty well-established fraud already.
Name me one good thing that happened in the 80s. Exactly.
Blackadder?
I'll give you that one.
Favorite Blackadder season?
Oh, good question. I like 2.
Hard to turn down 2 when they found the rhythm. I would say probably 4 for me, but
although 2 doesn't have enough Hugh Laurie generally, it's the problem. Whereas 3 does have. I do like. They're all good. That one thrown right into the poach of Ginsburg.
So Drainage sink an opportunity to go 2 up in the closing exchanges of this game.
We've seen that. We've seen that sort of turnover happen relatively frequently, I feel, today.
Yeah, a lot of miscommunications in the backfield.
And just the other handler defender just sitting off into that lane slightly and greedily picking off those discs.
Yep. I think that's a real experienced D move.
Lippold, Glastonbury Sock Wrestling Champion 2021.
Local legend. Big hammer over the top to tie the game. Plucked out of the sky.
Cementing that local legend status.
Oh, there's going to be a pick called, so it's going to go back.
Boo.
Boo.
Well,
Burns.
you know what we do here, don't you?
We jeer people.
Glasto rules, do it again.
Actually, there was a foul called in the game I was playing. I'd gone deep and a guy fouled me, and we didn't do it again. I just got it in the front of the end zone.
Oh.
I know. So I really think more people need to be made aware that's a break, but I give a lot of credit to the force there. Made him throw it wider than he wanted to, and it winds up going straight into the defender. Huge deep cut.
That's what happens when you don't do it again, by the way. Should have run it back.
Disc don't lie. Boys do, but discs don't.
No, boys don't lie.
Oh, they don't?
No.
I thought they don't cry.
No, that's what they don't do, yeah.
They lie all the time. Really great work in the break side, but it's going to come back for a pick call. I think the argument she could have kept the disc, but the defender has to catch up is being made. I don't understand people who can play and not go tomato red in the face.
It's because they're not Irish.
Oh, of course.
Yeah.
Yeah. Have we entered the ASMR portion of the evening?
What?
The ASMR.
The automatic silent monkey recording.
Exactly.
I mean, whatever happens... Oh, no, because they didn't score in time. Ignore me.
Oh, damn. Well, that's game. So, Drainage score here. It'll still be a game to 13, but one that they are firmly in the driver's seat of. And Drainage really confident with these dump resets.
Yeah, you've got to be confident here. You can't be second guessing yourself because your teammate needs to have that. They need those decisive motions. If you're kind of toing and froing a little bit, they're not going to know what's up.
What a grab!
What?
In no way the intended receiver. He reached back in time to get that catch.
Marty McFly, you got some competition, son.
Back to the other corner. As you can see here, gets it. There's a perfect 7 cut. Any young players watching?
Oh. Filth. Pure, unadulterated filth.
So Drainage with a big, big score off a phenomenal catch. What chow?
Yeah, that makes it 12-10, game to 13. You've got to feel like it's Drainage just to lose at this point.
You really do. They've managed to push their advantage. And let's be honest now, Mythagone probably looked more in control in the halfway through this game. Not just about taking half, but...
Receiving coming out of it as well.
And really looking like the team that were in charge in the early exchanges. Got the first 2-point lead, but now Drainage get a 2-point lead of their own at the perfect time to do it. So they're going to look to come out here, get the break, and get the quarterfinal berth.
Another pick. Gonna be checked in now, I think. 3, 2, 1. What happened to the pitch disc?
Oh yeah, look at those plebs.
Mythagone having to reset it in the backfield.
There's overthinking and underthrowing, and that might have been a bit of both.
Drainage to seal a place in the quarterfinals, if they can put this in.
Big swing around, gets the break off. Dangerous position, and it turns out to be deadly.
That is the win. Drainage will take their place in the quarterfinals tomorrow.
Congratulations.
We get a chance to have a brief break because there is one more game to come today, and it is the showcase game, the 80s kids versus everybody else.
Everybody else.
Everybody else. So we're going to take a little bit of a breather so we can get ready for that, and ULTI.TV's coverage of Glasto 2022 will continue on the other side.
ULTI.TV.